how's it going? Here to do your reading for the week of December 7th. First, I'm going to start off with the 3 cards for advice, which we'll put out here, and then we'll look at how the energy of the week is going to play out. Oh, not yet, please. Okay, so 3 cards, please, for Aries, face down. 3 cards, please, face down for Aries. Advice for Aries. Why not take that one? So this is my Christmas setup. Can I get 2 more, please, face down for Aries? Ooh. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay, so let's get into the energy. A bunch of cards fell out while I was shuffling. And ooh, there's a situation with other people. Okay, enlightenment. And this is one of the cards that fell out when I was shuffling. Not even joking. Other cards that fell out from this deck that I'm about to pull here is soulmates, time to go, a new life, and there's another card that for some reason I cannot remember. I guess that was, I'm not supposed to remember it. And then on here I got, what keeps coming out is that there's a situation where you are currently waiting on the decision of another, right? Or the words of another, or what someone else has to say to make a situation right. Okay, that there's some sort of soulmate situation right now that's not necessarily on pause, but where you may feel powerless in the face. You may feel powerless in the face of this other person, right? That you're waiting on a response, or that the other person is able to determine the timing, or that the other person you believe has more than you. And actually what this card says to me is that is actually the case. The other person at this moment may be the more powerful entity, but what they are doing in this situation where you're on hold and have another person who owes you, in your mind, owes you a response, a timing, isn't moving. So wherever you're not getting what you want, it's not fast enough. Money's not coming in the way you want. And this could be because the 11th, if I recall correctly, the 11th was the Venus-Saturn. Okay, so this may be that Venus-Saturn and then Venus-Pluto energy. That at some point, like, what you want from someone else may not please you. Like, they can't, there's an obstacle in what they can give you. It's not fast enough. It's not as much money. It's not the big gesture you were hoping for. Or they're taking too long to respond to you. There is a situation wherein you're involved with someone else, because the 6 of Pentacles came up here, and that's kind of the same thing, right? One person up, one person down. And I'll turn this over in a sec. Wherever that situation that you feel like you're on your knees is a lesson, okay? And there is something in that situation that is trying to teach you something on your evolution. Now, the card that came up here is to go the distance, okay? And that is an 11, so I just said the December 11th. So yes, this likely has to do with that Venus and Saturn transit. This says to me, if you're thinking of walking away from something right now, maybe hang on, because there's a lesson. Like, if you go the distance, I'm not saying it's going to work out for the better, but if you see the situation through to the end, you will then understand what gift it was giving you, and it's giving you the gift of enlightenment. So maybe a relationship that's not moving fast enough is meant to teach you, if you have a history of moving too fast and now it's stagnant, what it's teaching you is the difference between those two, right? You're starting to see the difference between what a more enlightened state and a lesser developed state looks like. And it may come as a result of usually moving too fast or being very focused on goals, right? That like it's not always about getting to that flag. It's more about not giving up, right? And the journey, because there is no real destination, and that's what the enlightenment is. So it's in this situation that you feel is off balance or where you feel powerless, the lesson in there is also like to not give up, but B, also that things like there may not be a specific destination. It's about the journey. It's about moving forward, even if you don't have the power. Like I'm as full Aries as everyone else. I got all my luminaries in Aries. So I am the first person to be like, where are we going and when are we going to get there? So if you're not getting that answer, when are we going to get there and where are we going? And this could be in a job situation. It could be in a friend situation. It could be in a family situation, a house situation. Whatever the obstacle that gets or that you're currently perceiving right now, or that you may perceive this week as a result of that Venus and Saturn, that obstacle is there to help you understand this situation or understand your life and your life experience from a different point of view. Now, let me get the challenge card. Can I have the challenge for Aries for the week of December 7th, please? It's always about fucking patience, isn't it? And that we can't push things. We can't push things and people as fast as we want to. Oh, can I get the challenge card, please? Okay. Of course. Like I said, it's all about enjoying the journey, learning to sit back, learning to be the stillness, learning to not, that sometimes life is going to cause us to sit still and there's not really much we can do about it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that just because something doesn't move as fast as you like, that you have to give up. We are being taught, and particularly with that Saturn in Capricorn, we are being taught tenacity, right? The ability to stick with what we want. And what's happening is that the thing that we want to walk away from, or that we feel powerless in right now, is actually something we genuinely desire, like a lot. That's that falling star, no? When you wish upon a falling star. So the thing that's making us feel powerless right now is something we genuinely want. And we don't like that it's not moving fast enough, that it's not. And so there's a piece that may say, all right, fuck it, I'm out. And you can do that if you want to. But since it's a lesson, what it means is that it's just going to come back again. It may come back in a different person. It may come back in a different dress. It may come back in a different time. But until we understand this lesson, that sometimes life is to be led with your hands not on, with the brakes on, that there's a reason the brakes are on. We're just going to keep repeating it until we get that down. Now let's see some other cards here. Can I get 3 cards, please, for Aries for the week of December 7th? 3 cards for Aries, week of December 7th. Too many. Now, you know, also the Mars and Scorpio aspects this month. You know, it's like Mars and Scorpio knows what it wants and it wants to go get it, right? But Saturn in Capricorn, which Mars will meet, I think the week after though, so it's a little bit early. This is ahead of that. He's saying, I'll get you where you want to go, but you have to be willing to go the distance. Sometimes that means that you're not going to be the one driving, you know, and there's that driving flag, right, for taking hands off the wheel. That it's not always going to be you who's driving the process. And in those moments where you're not driving, you have to learn to be a peaceful life's passenger, right? To the world. And that's like I said, that's something you really, really want, right? This thing that's driving us nuts right now is something I feel like we've been wanting for a very long time, right? Maybe even since we were kids. Maybe it goes back to heal childhood wounds. But whatever it is, it's something we genuinely desire that will make us feel like this. And it's there, like it's right there. It's just not coming as fast as we like. It may take a little bit more work than we thought it would. And right now, the obstacle, there it is. It's going slower than we would like. I hate this Knight of Pentacles, right? He's so slow. I prefer the racing cheetah there. But that's it. That's the lesson. You see, it's like, so here the World card's kind of lining up with this. The Knight of Pentacles lining up with this Enlightenment card, where this is the lesson. Slow and steady wins the race, right? What's that turtle and the tortoise and the hare? If you go piece by piece, so you don't drop that pentacle, because it's the one thing you really want to hold on to, you only don't drop the pentacle if you move slowly. Right? Because this guy's definitely going to, if he had a pentacle in his hand, he can't hold something precious and race at the same time, you know? All right, one more card. Last card, please, for Aries. So, yet again, just wait for it, go the distance, hang tight, be calm in the spaces, and actually, I would say even one more. In the time that it's taking you to get an answer or to get to, I'll take that one. In the time that it's taking you to get to the pentacle, because right now you're in a holding pattern. As long as you're in the holding pattern, there's also a question of enjoyment, right? Like this is this. She can sit there and count and wait and do whatever and be angry that thing, or she can just enjoy the sky. Enjoy what the world has to offer, even if it's not moving quickly, right? It doesn't have to feel, this can feel like a game, right? You can feel like you're juggling, which is actually like a fun game, or some people seem to think so. Or you can feel like there's no end, right? And there is an end, because at some point you do put the pentacle down and you hold it here. But what keeps you here is the expectation, like there's clearly a block and the things aren't moving quickly. It's the expectation of movement that makes this one pentacle feel like these two pentacles, like going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, just because it's not moving at the same speed or you're not getting to where you have in your mind as a destination. But that is, and actually, okay, interesting, because this plays into the Advent calendar. If you're in a place where you're like, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, that energy that you send of one step forward, two step backs, two step forward, one step back, so it's like this sort of dance that maybe you may be doing because you haven't completely committed to this destination, because you're like, it's not, if it doesn't happen in my timeline, or it doesn't happen the way I want it to do, then I don't want it. But that's bullshit, because you do want it. And so what it's kind of saying to me here is that when you commit to this one pentacle, yeah, it's gonna move fucking slow. It's not gonna go as quickly as you like. Even once you decide, that's the thing. Even once you decide, it's not going to go as quickly as you like, but that is the lesson. And once you get that lesson, this is what you get, right? So it's always the same for us poor Aries, right? I always feel like if God wanted me patient, he wouldn't have made me an Aries. But that doesn't seem to fly with the universe. Apparently, he made me an Aries specifically so I could be patient. Okay, so let's read these cards here. So if you have chosen this one, you have the brown bear spirit. Okay, and that is a number 9. Let's read it. It says, take time out. And also, like, that's the other thing, is that if this whole thing, because it's not moving fast enough, if it's starting to cause you stress, then that just puts more pressure on the situation. So this is literally the most, as things don't unfold as quickly as we like, or as every time we don't get what we want, or things don't go the way we desire, this is the space to get into, right? Just like, all right, I'm gonna chill out and just watch the stars fall, knowing that, this to me is like one of the most powerful sentences I've ever heard from someone else, was that the universe will never withhold from you that which is yours. So if it's meant to be, it'll happen. And if it's not meant to be, once you take your hands off the wheel, it will reveal itself. Like, as long as you're trying to hold on to a situation that's actually not meant for you, the longer it stays with you and keeps you from getting to the one that is meant. So there's a flip side to this also. There's a committing, but in that observation, there's a committing to also not always having to drive it where you want to go, because in the observational pattern of what happens, that's where you actually learn, do I want it? Do I not want it? Right? And that's where things are able to play out. But as long as you continue to try and steer this car towards this thing there, only playing on your terms, we can never actually know what it is. And it may be that this happens to us all the times, where we get so caught up. I know I said I would read this, sorry. We get so caught up in hunting the prey, whatever it is, the prey, the job, the person, the this, the that, the bag, the whatever, that sometimes we stop to ask ourselves, do I actually want that? Is it good for me? And we can only observe, is it good for me, by letting things play out without our intervention, without us always having to make stuff happen. That if we just put down one of the pentacles and let it move as it needs to, we're not always able to see the situation for what it is. So that's actually another lesson in here, is that yes, good to be committed, but if you're committed and you're the one always doing the driving, you're the one doing all the work, it's never there's another person involved, and you have to let the other person be themselves, like behave the way they want to behave within the situation without your piloting, in order to be able to observe how that star moves. Because maybe instead of being that big giant new galaxy over there, it's a star that's in and out, you know? So that's kind of a second message here. Anyway, back to this one. So take a break. There's a time to act and a time to focus your attention on patient strategizing. The arrival of brown bear spirit signals that you are best served by foregoing hard work towards your goals at this moment and instead taking the time out to meditate or just take a nap so you can refresh yourself and begin planning what you want to co-create next. Come to know the lay of the land as you contemplate and imagine what you might do in this vast space of possibility before you, and begin forming a plan. Remember, sleep allows for dreaming and rest allows for clear-headed strategizing. How might you become the person you wish to be and experience whatever your heart desires? Insights will arrive as you explore the possibilities and begin envisioning your plan. Knowing what you want will ensure you use your energy wisely in the days ahead. Be patient at this time, relax and be calm and peaceful so you can recharge. The call for action will come later. Okay. So let's get to this one. Bobcat spirit. Life is a mystery. That bobcat's like super creepy, isn't it? It's like really piercing through. And that's an 8. So all days in the week, this week. So life is a mystery. The bobcat moves furtively and mysteriously. And when bobcat spirit appears to you, she brings a powerful reminder that not all things in life can be explained or understood through the power of the intellect. Trying to figure things out, find logical explanations, or predict what will happen based on reason and facts will not provide you with the certainty and comfort you seek. Bobcat also asks you to trust in the great mystery and let the secrets of the universe reveal themselves to you through direct experience, okay? Allow your vision to slip into soft focus and you will see between the lines and observe what has been hidden here all along. Bobcat spirit helps you know intimately the pulse of the divine in the world. Trust in the wisdom and revelations that come to you, yet know that understanding may not come as you would like it to. What you experience through your heart and intuition, which comes to you as the voice of your inner knowing, will guide you now as you accept that secrecy is woven into the fabric of existence. No matter what, the appearance of Bobcat spirit is a sign that you are being called to trust, even when what is revealed does not agree with your need for intellectual certainty. Interesting. So yes, lessons abound for all of us this week. Okay. And then here we go. The grasshopper spirit, number 30. Take a leap of faith. And let's see that one. There's kind of like, there's 3 Aries, distinct Aries groups, right? Ones that are overworking, ones that need to work on trust, and ones that need, I mean, they're all kind of like trust at the base, but ones that need to take a step, ones that need to take a step back, and ones that need to trust. Okay, so right now you are poised to jump up into the next level of your life and move forward into something even better than you could have ever imagined. When grasshopper spirit appears, it is a fortuitous time to take a leap into the unknown. For grasshopper spirit represents the innovative spirit that says, why not? And has faith in the powers of co-creation. You are being called to trust that this is the right time to go with that idea, relationship, or situation. Take risks, for abundance in all forms will show up for you. Wondrous things await when grasshopper spirit appears. You are not going to go backwards, so listen to your intuition rather than your fearful ego that resists any change and clings worriedly to what was. Luck is on your side. Jump up and forward with confidence, for spirit has so much more in store for you if you only take that leap. Okay, really interesting. So commitment, right? Like picking what you want, also knowing that it's not always us that can drive, right? So this group, this card here is like You have to put down one pentacle in order to get it to move forward. This group here is kind of like, if you would just take a break from the juggling, this might actually move forward. Same with this one, leap, commit, but take a break, that it doesn't have to go as fast as you would like it to. Also, this one is kind of like, when things don't work out, when they don't go as fast, when it seems like there's thwarting, you have a very clear plan and it doesn't go that way, that there's, whether you believe it or not, there are greater forces at work in making this wheel go around, right? That it doesn't have to do with you. Like, you think you've got all the power in your hands, but actually there's things at work beyond that you cannot control. And those help move this forward. So that one there also, it's like, so lesson for everybody. Yay. This one is trust in how things are moving, even if they're not going as fast as you would like. Sometimes you got to jump off the lily pad if you want to head towards it. Committing to that which you desire, even still, still may move slowly. Like I said, as long as Saturn's in Capricorn, things are going to move slowly. So you have to expect that either way. And we still have about another year of that happening. So, but anyway, all pretty clear. So I hope that was helpful. Happy week of December 7th. And I will see you for the Advent calendars if you've been following. Take care.